stuck to the plan. Always said that we would stand up, never ran. We the fam and loyalty never change up. Been down since day one, look at where we came from. Jumping out on anybody who try to say something. One thing about it, got a problem, I got the same one. Money rolls, we fold. Plenty clubs, we close. Follow the same code. Never turn our backs, our cars don't even lose control.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode number 19 of the Associated Wrestling Press's College Wrestling Review. I'll be your host, Eric Olenowski, ESPN broadcaster, Big Ten Network broadcaster, and I will be broadcasting the NCAA championships for ESPN, so make sure you tune into that. Today, this is the first time we've actually done this, 2 guests on the show, Danny and David Zilverberg. Thank you guys for joining the show.
No problem.
A little bit of background about you guys. You guys former Minnesota wrestlers, and now you're with All Force Nutrition. So let's start the show out by asking you guys, what exactly is All Force Nutrition?
Well, Eric, it's a company that our family and I started a couple years back. As soon as I was done with college, they had this idea that they wanted to put together a nutrition company, and they had the ingredients and the sourcing to do it, and kind of snowballed from there. And Danny came on after his last year of college, this recent year, and just kind of been going from there.
Okay. And how is it running a company with your brother?
Well, we're both pretty different, so I feel like we complement each other well. Like his strengths, I'm not very good at. Vice versa. We bump heads a little bit, but for the most part, we get along pretty well.
That's all. I heard it's really hard running a company with one of your family members. Right when I started talking to you a couple months ago, that was the first thing, because Zach Sanders, who was actually on the show, told me that you guys, run it together, and I was like, I wonder how it is. It must be interesting, because I have 3 brothers of my own, and I know that we clash, and we're all totally different, but I don't think I could ever, not that it's not a trust issue, but it's just,
Right.
different.
No, I mean, we're both very strong-minded, and we like to voice our opinions, and if I think he's wrong, I'm going to tell him, and he certainly tells me when I'm wrong. So it works well, though. We get along great, and,
It seems like it. It seems like you guys are doing great things. How exactly did you come up with the name? Let's figure that out.
Well, we were brainstorming on Christmas, the founding members, and we kind of settled on Z-Force. And turns out a company had a product with the name Z-Force, so we couldn't use that name. But we're pretty happy with All Force. I really like it. I think it's better than Z-Force.
Yeah, we wanted to start out with it personalized and make it Z part of, family name and stuff. And as we got going with it, we realized we couldn't use it. And we really liked the Force, and the All came together and came All Force Nutrition. I think it works well.
Absolutely, and thank you guys very much for the shirt.
Very cool.
Can people pick these up at allforcenutrition.com?
They can.
Awesome. All right. And for those of you viewing this, I'll make sure to put the link in the description of the video cast on the AssociatedWrestlingPress.com. Some of your testimonials that you guys have on the website are pretty remarkable. Just some of you guys have everything from MMA fighters to hockey coaches to Olympians to bodybuilders. So you guys obviously are doing something right. What exactly is behind, what are all these athletes finding in your product that is different from everybody else?
Right. So we wanted to appeal to, everybody. And because of that, we work with a lot of different athletes. And just the ingredients and, our products are straightforward. They're, for athletes, but they benefit everyone. So just having athletes and everyone testify that is working really well for us.
Okay, and now who was something with kinesiology? Is that?
That was me. I am not a kinesiology major, but all through college I was really interested in nutrition and, studied it. I took several different classes. I think I was one class away from getting my minor in it, but I just didn't. But no, it's always been a passion of mine, and
now you're making it a living.
Yep.
That's awesome. Yeah, I was saying earlier, I love covering wrestling, so it's like if you do something you love, then it's not really a job. It's just you guys are excited to wake up every day and continue to grow your company, I'm assuming.
Yep, very much so.
That's awesome. And you guys sent me some samples of the Sleep Force. Is that the
Multi-Force PM?
Yeah, and I have trouble sleeping. I have so much stuff going on, and yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I took that and I slept like a baby. It was because I was covering the Ohio State-Michigan duel and I was so amped for it, and I knew that I wasn't going to be able to sleep, and I had it laying around and I took it and I woke up the next day and I was just ready to continue to talk. So thank you guys for that. And one of the pre-workouts I took before I wrestled, and I'm not saying anything about the product, but I shouldn't have even been on the wrestling mat. I'm not in shape to wrestle, but I don't think I took it at the right time. So
Send you another sample. We'll get you going with it again.
So is there anything else that you guys want to touch on for All Force? Let these people know a little bit about the company, a little bit about, anything before we get on to the Iowa-Minnesota duel, since you guys are alum
Sure.
of the duel.
Yeah, I mean we're targeting wrestlers. That was kind of our initial mindset right away. Target wrestlers, and if it's good enough for wrestlers, it's good enough for every other athlete. All the information you guys could need is at our website at allforcenutrition.com. Danny runs our social media accounts, and he does a great job doing that.
Yes, he does. Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, no, I mean, we're really pleased with the way it's going, and we're excited to keep going and see where it takes us.
All right, you guys ready to jump into the duel?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, so Iowa, number 1 Iowa, comes number 2 Minnesota. Is that how you guys had it? Was it 1 and 2? Did you guys have Minnesota 1 or Minnesota 2?
Yeah, it really didn't matter until after that duel, but everyone had it 1 and 2.
Okay, awesome. And the attendance over 13,000. So, and what is the place called? That because it wasn't where you guys normally wrestle, correct?
No, it was in. It's actually the building next door where the basketball team plays, Williams Arena. It's called the Barn.
The Barn, okay.
We did sell it out. I think they ended up having like over 14,000.
Oh wow!
And, it's just how close Iowa and Minnesota are. It's like we get all their fans driving up, and that's just one of the best rivalries in college too. So it's always a fun duel and full of energy. So
yeah, I was covering the University of Michigan versus Penn State duel, and I had my computer open, and at intermission I kind of looked at the score and I was like, this isn't good. 165, Nick Moore comes out with the fall. How did you guys feel? Because Kingsley was holding his own. He was doing a great job in that match, and then all of a sudden, what did he, high crotch, and then Nick Moore just pushed him and he slipped, or what was it?
He got caught on his heels, it looked like, off his shot. And, when you get an arm across the back like that in the head, it's not easy to get off your back from there. So, and yeah, it's just unfortunate.
Yeah, shark in the water. That's those guys really anybody in college, but especially Iowa, when they get someone on their back, they're going for 6. So they start to duel out 6-0. Next up, 174, controversial call here. I want to get your guys' take on this because it's kind of, with the rule changes in college wrestling right now, you're seeing some people say it could have been 2, some people saying, if it shouldn't have been 2, but if it was in regulation time. So Mike Evans, for those who don't know, shoots, what was the shot? I know it was just straight on double. Storley gets a underhook, overhook, tosses him to his back. The referee gives the 2 because there's no reaction time. How did you guys see it? What was the reaction of the stands?
Being home crown favorite, we always biased towards the Minnesota guys, but in that situation, it rolled through. It all happened so fast. The ref held up 2, and it's just a tough call that the ref has to make. Obviously watching on TV or being a fan, it's easy to criticize him, but no reaction time. He called too, and
we can't go back on his call.
Yeah, I think that was really tough. I'm still on the fence about it because there has to be some meeting where you find, because I don't think it should have been 2 because he never really had control. Yes, there's no reaction time, but then again,
there's continuous motion.
Yes, exactly. He never stopped his motion and established the 2, which I think, and I did see the head referee. I don't know his name, but he's the head referee for the Big Ten. He had,
I don't know.
He had a silver suit on, like shiny silver. So I saw him in the corner. But yeah, Mike Evans ends up getting the win, taking the duel 9-0. Next up, Sammy Brooks and Brett Favre. Not much to this. A lot of takedowns, a lot of escapes. Then Scott Schiller comes on and taking on number 3, Burak. This to me looked just like Scott Schiller was. He got the takedown. Why? I don't know why he waited so long. Is that the type of guy that he is? He can just get the takedowns with ease?
I mean, Burak's a good wrestler. They've wrestled before. They know each other. Scott's always looking for his offense, and that's the way he wrestles. He's always trying to score points, and he just found an opening with 3 seconds left and took it. And
yeah, he's a senior too, correct?
Yep.
So that was a great win for senior night. You guys had a lot of heavy hitters for senior night tonight, or that night, excuse me. Let's jump to, heavyweight, Bobby Telford and Kroles?
Michael Krales.
Krales, yeah, that 6'4".
Yeah, I thought Krales wrestled a solid match. Those are the upsets we need, though, if we want to win duels like that.
Right, and I know that Tom Brands, I was listening to his interview today, and he wasn't happy with the performance of Telford, but, I mean, whatever happens, right? You didn't get the win in the end, but so that took the duel to 15-3, and this is now I'm not sure who it was, and I don't want to mention names even if I did know who it was, but a former wrestler for Minnesota, tweeted something about Thomas Gilman coming into the huddle. Or do you guys know anything about that?
Yeah, they are supposed to meet in the middle. Iowa decides to meet right in front of our huddle. I don't know. It's just kind of poor etiquette.
Yeah, that's whoever it was said, there's stuff you do in wrestling, and that's not something you do. And he didn't even mention who it was, but he just said the 125-pounder of Iowa. So he wasn't happy with that. But either way, Gilman ends up getting the tech fall, taking the duel to 20-3, and then you guys have not the heart of your lineup, but the Dardanes brothers. They are wrestling on another level this year, both coming down a weight class, starting out with Chris wrestling Corey Clark. I mean, he just looks like a true 33-pounder, and a lot of people were nervous at the beginning of the year with the weight cut. How is it going to affect him later on in the season? And it looks like he's very comfortable.
Yeah, they're just tough. Chris is tough. He's not going to let a weight cut get to him. He can come in way over the day of the duel, even work it off, and he's not going to let that get to him. He's still going to go out there and wrestle the same way that he does every time.
Now, are they twins?
They are. Identical twins.
Wow, yeah. And then Nick Dardanes comes out and beats Jeva, so it's like, I just hope that they can put it together for the NCAA tournament. Those are two people that I really want to see, live up to their expectations. And I think that this year, getting their weight under control and them being at the right weight class is really going to help you guys. And hopefully you guys can get that national title because I think that, Chris, for sure, I have, full confidence. And Nick, I just think he is one takedown away and one of those, top 5 matchups from winning a national title. I think if he can get to his offense versus one of those top 5 opponents, I think he has a great shot of winning a national title. So he ends up beating Jeva 7-3. That takes the duel to 20-9. And then at 149, Brandon Sorensen comes in wrestling Jake Short. Sorensen, where did he come from?
Yeah, that dude is tough.
Right? Yeah, he's
been on a roll lately.
Yeah, just came out to wrestle. Ends up winning 4-0, and then you have at 157, Dylan Ness and Mike Kelly. It looked like for majority of this match that Kelly was staying away from any situation that could potentially get him in trouble, and he did a great job for 3 periods, but Dylan Ness ended up getting the 5-point move at the end. And what happened? It looked like the match ended, and then they put time back on the clock, or...
Dylan clasped hands or something with like 27 seconds left on the clock or something like that, and they put the time back on the clock, gave him 1, and then I can't remember what position they were in, but they reset them and they
Dylan had to ride
wrestled
him
it
out.
out. Yep. And then it went to overtime, or Dylan wrote him out.
Dylan wrote him out and
Yep.
won
If
it.
Kelly got away, it would have gone to overtime.
Yeah, that was something else. And then he hit I don't even know what it was. It was the weirdest position, but because Mike Kelly kept holding on to Ness's leg, that's what allowed him to get the back points, and I'm sure that the Brands brothers weren't happy about that, but he's wrestling at another level too. So you guys have some heavy hitters that look like they're going to do some tremendous things, hopefully at the NCAA tournament, and I just want to be a part of your guys' after party when you guys do win the NCAA tournament. So make sure I get the invite for that.
Of course.
Hey, Hilton Arts.
All right. Anything that you guys want to touch on before we let you go? We're running out of time here.
No, I think
I'm good.
we're good.
Thanks
All
for
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you guys so much for being on. Make sure you guys go to www.allforcenutrition.com or www.allforcenutrition.com. Check out their products. Great stuff going on. And you guys are keeping it in the wrestling family. Like you said, you're geared towards wrestlers, and that's what we want to see. Just continue to grow not only the wrestling world, but the companies that are associated with it. So that's why I wanted to have you guys on. I can't thank you enough for being on. Thank you very much.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, that's been it for episode number 19 of the Associated Wrestling Press's College Wrestling Review. Make sure you check out our weekly rankings done by JJ Johnson on the AssociatedWrestlingPress.com. That's been it. Thank you very much.